Well, hi everybody, and thank y'all very much for joining me. My name is Rob Varner, and we are here with Choose Wisely, Alabama, and we're gonna cook some turkey lettuce wraps. So there's a lot of ingredients up here. I know it looks a little overwhelming, but trust me, it all comes together real quick, and it's not as hard as it looks. So I have our hot skillet going right now. I have it about on medium heat. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of vegetable oil, and just do about 2 tablespoons. And then we're gonna grab our turkey, our ground turkey. So the great thing about turkey is that it's very lean meat, high in protein. And we're just gonna kind of break this up. All right. So this is gonna cook in about 3 to 5 minutes. And that heat's gonna go down a little bit as you put that cold meat in that pan, but don't worry, it's gonna heat back up. We'll just raise the heat just a little bit. Now you notice there's some liquid coming out of this turkey, and that's okay. That's just some of the fat coming out of the turkey, which there's not much in it, but it adds that little bit of flavor. It's not turning nice and brown. So let's season this up a little bit with just a little bit of pepper, all right? And then just a pinch of salt, not too much. You wanna reduce that sodium just a little bit, all right? All right, and so we're gonna stir that back up. And look, all that pink's almost gone. So this is a really fun dish to also do with your kids. They can help out with the chopping. They can help out with the stirring. I do this with my 2 nieces whenever they come over. And also, if you're not really a fan of turkey, you can always use ground chicken. That's a great option. All right, so now we have our turkey nice and brown, and we're gonna set this aside so we can get ready for our veggies. So I'm gonna grab a bowl, and we're going to just scrape this turkey into the bowl. And we're just gonna wipe our pan clean as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect though. All right, and so now we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil back to our pan. And we're just gonna pour this oil in and just swoosh it around, nice and hot, evenly coated. And now we're gonna go for our vegetables. So we have some diced red onions that we're going to put in. All right, and then some julienne bell peppers. And for those who aren't familiar with that term, it's just basically thinly sliced bell peppers. Nothing too fancy. All right, and then we have grated carrots as well. You just, any old cheese grater will do. Just get a whole carrot, peel it, and then grate it on that bad boy. All right, and we're gonna add that. And then we have our little bit of garlic, just about 1 to 2 tablespoons of garlic in there as well. All right, and we're gonna saute this up. And we're gonna add just a little pinch of salt and pepper this as well, because one thing you always wanna do while you cook is to season as you go. And that way you don't get to the end of your dish and then you have to just add a whole bunch in there all at once. So we're just gonna add a little bit more pepper, but just season a little as you go. You don't wanna over season your food. And then just a pinch of salt. And we're gonna saute this up for just about 3 to 5 minutes, or at least until your vegetables start getting a little bit more wilted and a little bit more translucent. Especially you can tell that with your onions. All right, so now our veggies have got nice and tender, okay? Now here comes, we're almost done. So we're gonna strain off that grease. All right, and then we're gonna add the turkey back to the veggies. Make sure they're all getting to know each other really, really well. All right. Now, the next step is we're really gonna add that flavor to it. So, have some beautiful, delicious green onions, and then about a tablespoon of ginger, just freshly grated, just like with the cheese grater. And we have our soy sauce. We're gonna add in there. And then we have our peanuts. Now the peanuts aren't a necessity, but they add a great texture to it. But if you're allergic to peanuts, you don't have to use peanuts. You can use other nuts, you can use almonds and cashews, but if you just want to omit them altogether, feel free. All right, and we're just gonna season it just one more time. All right, got a little bit, just a pinch of salt. And look at that color on there. And once again, if you don't like any of these veggies that you're using, you can use any types of veggies you want. You can use zucchini, you can use different colored bell peppers, you can use broccoli even, you know, anything you want to put in this, you can. So that's nice and combined, seasoned really well. And now we're gonna go with the sauce. First step, we got our low sugar peanut butter. Then we got just a touch more soy sauce, about a tablespoon. And then we have a little bit of sriracha just to add that heat. And then we have a little bit of garlic powder to go in there. And then our honey as well. And then lastly, we have our low sugar coconut milk. And we're just gonna add that to it. And then we just whisk it all together. And you kind of gotta go a little slow because that peanut butter can get a little sticky, but once it all comes together, man. Okay. All right, so now that our sauce is done and our turkey's ready, now we'll grab our Bibb lettuce and get to put all this together. All right, y'all, well now we're going to assemble our turkey wraps. So I have some really nice Bibb lettuce right here. All right, you can find us in most grocery stores. If you can't find Bibb, romaine will also do just fine. So this has been washed and cleaned and we have our lettuce wraps ready. So now we're just gonna scoop some of our turkey mixture onto the lettuce. All right, so I have our peanut sauce and a nice drizzle. And then I also have some limes and some more scallions just for that nice acid kick. So just a little bit of juice from that lime and just a little bit of scallions. Man, that looks delicious. And these are even better the next day while everything's been just marinating together. So let's give this a taste, huh? That is delicious. The crunch from the peanuts and the peppers, the creaminess of the peanut butter sauce, and the tang from that little squeeze of lime. Man, this is a winning dish, I promise you that. Thank y'all very much for joining me. My name is Rob Varner. You can find this and many other delicious recipes on ChooseWiselyAlabama.com. And remember, healthy doesn't have to taste bad when it tastes this good.